Did he spit it out? I thought Angel liked blood.
Okay, so I'm actually starting to worry about you. What are you doing anyway?
Watching Buffy. You know when the world really, really sucks and there's really nothing you can do about it? Sometimes you just need to lose yourself into some crazy, cheesy 90s awesomeness.
So you're really just deluding yourself and telling you that this is research when it's really just a giant waste of time.
Yeah, basically. I'm already a season in.
Whatever. Well, that was an experience.
Yep.
Those effects.
Yep.
So much 90s.
Yep.
It
It leaves you lost for words. Buffy definitely changed a lot in the ways of TV and is probably the weediest Whedon project on the market.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Pet project of everyone's lord and god, Joss Whedon. The premise is simple. Take the usual first girl to die. You know, the cheerleader, and turn her into a butt-kicking superhero. But for all its new and original tropes, it did happen to use something that's become a staple in vampire fiction.
You've been sitting on that one for a while, haven't you?
Oh yes, the boyfriend duality.
Vampires represent a mixed bag of sexual urges, murky gender theory, and all of that fun, interesting stuff. But they have struggled to get past the boyfriend duality.
It kind of sounds like a Big Bang Theory title.
True Blood, Vampire Diaries, Vampire Academy, Buffy, Twilight.
Explain the term though.
Alright, so for the boyfriend duality, you have two guys and they're kind of like, meh. And then there's the girl and she's kind of like, meh.
Okay, so the boyfriend duality is when you have two guys after the same girl, but one is dark and mysterious and dangerous, and the other one is just kind of like loving and perfect. So the girl has to choose between Captain Dangerous and Sergeant Snuggle, but it doesn't matter who actually gets the girl, the duality is always there.
Look at this lineup. Angel, Buffy, Spike. Bill, Sookie, Eric. Aaron, Lissa, Christian. Jacob, Bella, Edward. And of course, it's not limited to vampire fiction. Simon, Clary, Jace. Jem, Tessa, Will. Jericho, Evie, and Sam.
It's everywhere, so why specifically does it work in teen fiction?
On the one hand, you have the dangerous hottie who pushes you out of your comfort zone. And you can still go home and have the safe guy who you can snuggle because he's stable.
But she doesn't always choose the stable one. It's a 50-50 split.
What if you looked at it as the two guys are the representations of her two sides of her personality? Like, you have the rebel side and the rule-following side. Her choice reflects what she wants out of life, adventure or stability. In the Vampire Diaries, Elena has to choose between Stefan or Damon. Naturally, as the formula goes, she chooses Stefan, the moody, brooding writer with the soul of a poet. But Elena can't deny her attraction to the bad boy Damon. Stefan represents safety, comfort, and all the quintessential things you've come to expect in a teen romance. For the love of God, he even joins the football team just to seem like a better boyfriend to her, where Stefan is all, hey babe, let's stay home and make dinner and cuddle and rent a movie. Damon is all, yeah, let's sneak into a frat party, dance, and have sexy times that aren't exactly sexy times. I'm the cool guy who makes you feel like an adult.
I think it kind of got away from you there.
Yeah, I think you're right. It didn't it?
Not only can the boyfriend duality represent a split in her personality, but it can also represent, as you said, a split in what she wants out of life. Look at the Mortal Instruments. At the beginning of the novel, you're introduced to Clary and Simon. Simon's her best friend who wants to be more than that. But when Clary learns about the Shadowhunter world, she's introduced to Jace, the bad boy who's all interesting and dark and sexy. Clary forgets about safe Simon and falls head over heels for Jace. Where Simon represents a normal, mundane life, Jace is the representation of an action-packed life full of poking things with pointy sticks and the extraordinary.
May I point out that we have left vampire territory?
But Simon's a safe vampire.
Not the point.
But we can take this metaphor back even further. Think like Star Wars. Safe and cuddly Luke versus rascally Han Solo.
Can we get back on topic?
Yeah, I don't think I really like where that Star Wars metaphor was going.
We're not denying that the boyfriend duality doesn't exist in other genres. Hell, I think it's become a staple in teen fiction with the whole love triangle thing. And yes, I am blaming you for making this popular again, Cassandra Clare. But when it's applied to vampires, it just adds an extra layer. You see, you pick the good guy, but they still have that dark, broody, evil nature. They've just happened to suppress it. These vampires would be your Bills from True Blood, your Steffens from the Vampire Diaries, and I hate myself for even bringing this up, but your Edwards from Twilight. Unlike their bad boy counterparts, you don't need to fix them. You just have to do frequent maintenance checks. Looks like your boyfriend wants to go on a blood-fueled murder spree? Save them with the power of your love.
So instead of having to put all that effort into training a dark beastie, you have one that's already housebroken with a set of instructions.
And you have the non-housebroken one that you can do crazy things with.
But the interesting thing about these storylines is the eventual swapping of the good boy, bad boy. Maybe it's just because the writers ran out of material or they just decided, what the hell? Let's send our good boy on the path to darkness and self-destruction and let the other bad boy have a chance at redeeming love.
True Blood?
Yup. Friggin' Bill.
All Southern gentleman in the first 2 seasons, but by season 4 he's just devolved into this power-hungry crazy psychopath, giving Eric a chance to move in on his girl. Now granted, Eric is a much more interesting character, and I'd rather have some hot Viking action rather than Bill Compton staring moodily into the camera muttering Sookie.
I think it's Bill. I keep expecting him to come through the door and say, Sookie.
But the good boy, bad boy, mid-story role reversal is going to become an overused trope any day now.
I think we're going off topic again.
Vampire Month. Oh my gosh. So our point is that within this trope, there's a lot to be examined. What is the author using these two characters to say? Is she trying to say something about the themes of the novel or the themes of vampiredom in general? It's an overused trope, but it's overused for a reason.
It's not useless. But now we can go and look at the whole vampires versus werewolves trope.
And that'll be next Vampire Month because we literally just watched 6 seasons of Buffy.
Yeah, but...
6 seasons. February is officially over. Vampire Month is closed.
Well, I guess if you want more vampire shenanigans, we will see you next February for next year's Vampire Month.
Meaning we have a whole year to recover, and I don't think it's going to be enough.